It's Sunday morning on CBS, and here again is Jane Pauley.
Jimmy Fallon just marked his 9th year as host of The Tonight Show. But Mo Rocca tells us that Fallon is branching out, with his love of music leading the way.
Like, look at this. You can hold it. You can open it. You can read it like a book. You can see photos of what the pictures they look like. And
it's not an act.
Here, you can use this thing if you want.
It's a lorgnette. Jimmy Fallon really loves music.
Oh, I got some good stuff. Dude, Annie, Get Your Gun with Doris Day.
So much so, he's got a whole room in his house dedicated to his vinyl collection.
All right, check this out. This will be good.
It's here where he dutifully dusts his LPs.
There's definitely fingerprints on here. This looks like there's peanut butter and jelly on this one.
Cleans his needle.
And you tap the needle onto the jelly thing. I tell you about my baby.
Sometimes he'll make his own music here.
As she come around. About a 5 feet 4. From the head to the ground. This was from my high school collection. I love this.
And if the mood strikes...
Let's hear Downtown. This is so good.
That sound, yes. All hell breaks loose. That love of music is evident on The Tonight Show, which he's hosted for 9 seasons. Jamming alongside pop music's biggest names. And now on his musical game show, That's My Jam, where artists like Kelly Clarkson and Ariana Grande have a little fun while reminding us what makes them superstars.
Kelly and Ariana can really sing, and they were like going for it. When Kelly is singing Whitney Houston, the place is melting. Like, you almost don't even need microphones.
Yeah.
It's amazing when you get to see that type of talent on the show.
Fallon describes himself as the most overly entertained human on the planet, as much a fan as a host. It shows.
I saw Kim Kardashian post these earpods. I thought they were organic eggs.
Does she sell you eggs?
We sat down with him at Electric Lady Studios in Manhattan.
You've been accused of acting like you like everything. How do you answer this grave charge?
I want everything to work. And I know people come on my show, they're selling something. I have to sell their thing. And I know how much work goes into it. And you do a movie, and it's 4 months of shooting and then 2 months of selling it. So it's like half a year of your life. I want it to be a hit, so I always root for everything.
The cheerleader in Jimmy Fallon may be a legacy of his mother, Gloria, whom he describes as his biggest booster.
My mom passed away 5 years ago now, but it's interesting to find all the clippings of every single thing. I was in any newspaper, any TV guide, any mention of me. My mom would cut it out and keep it. Like, she would call me and be like, "You're on Ellen," or whatever. I go, "Yeah, I know. I'm me." Of course, you're telling me I'm on. Yes, of course, I know I'm on Ellen, but she would remind me that I'm on. You know?
Fallon has almost always worked clean. That may have something to do with how he was raised. In a middle-class household in Saugerties, New York, the cast included Mom and Dad Jim Fallon Sr., and Jimmy and his big sister, also named Gloria.
Were your parents strict?
My parents were very, very strict. Irish Catholic. No dirty words, no sexy anything. We used to videotape Friday night videos. And my dad would watch them the next day on the weekend and actually like splice and like go VCR to VCR just to give us the videos we were allowed to watch.
So he was editing these
like,
shows to do a kid-friendly version.
I had a Rodney Dangerfield album, No Respect, and my dad used a car key to scrape out any dirty words in the album. So I used to listen to Rodney Dangerfield and totally missed the punchline. And I thought that was funny. I was like, he's like, "Oh, I'll tell you, my wife, you know, she," and then people are clapping. And you go, "Yeah, that's a good joke." I missed the whole joke because they cut everything. He scratched it out with a key.
Do you think that that was a good thing or a bad thing when you look back at it?
I think it's a little crazy, but also, I don't know, it didn't seem to affect me that much. I mean, I never ever really worked dirty, I've done it a couple times, and I remember my grandpa took me to a gig once and I said the F word and it just felt so weird. And the drive home was very quiet.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry, yeah, I did that. I didn't even get a laugh.
There were rules, but the family also knew how to have a good time.
They would do a duet, my mom and dad. They would lip sync, but also sing over You Don't Bring Me Flowers.
It used to be so natural.
Barbra Streisand and Neil Diamond.
Yeah.
And at the end, we had these fake flowers in our living room, and my sister and I, we would throw the roses at them, and they would bow and stuff. It was
And you're
ridiculous.
just doing this as kids.
For no one, yeah, for just us, yeah.
These family dynamics, it really does sound like you're describing a bit that would be on your show.
But it was normal, like, for us. We would do it numerous times. That would be a bit. Like, we would say, like, are you going to do the You Don't Bring Me Flowers bit? Let's do that again. That's good. And that's we'd all have our bits that we would do.
The 48-year-old Fallon has his own family now. He married producer Nancy Javonin in 2007. They have 2 daughters.
How long would you like to see him in this job?
To me, this is a lifelong job because of this. I think.
Whoa! I didn't like the Pope, like the monarch.
Well, not quite. Maybe. Well, here's why.
Well,
I'll tell you why.
Wow.
So whatever he feels good about. But why I say that is this: he every day is like creating. So it's like, I want to do this, and he's singing, and it doesn't matter who's there. He's making up songs just for me, for the kids. And so to have this avenue, this venue, this sort of place, outlet, I love that for him. I don't know where that energy goes if this goes away, because this is the gig of a lifetime, if you like it.
So he's in the perfect job for him.
To me, yes.
Wear a teeny weeny beanie while I'm singing to Jolene. Teeny weeny beanie.
And as long as he can help it, Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Show will stay playful,
I promise. You don't swear. You're a clean teen. I'm a gentleman. That's why I like boop, I got boop.
funny,
My derby hat was designed by Elon Musk. It's a drone,
and sunny.
and I don't even have to put it on. It just hovers over my head.
It was tough doing the show, after my mom passed. But what are you going to do? You have a job to do, and you'll hear a song or something, and you're like, ooh, I'm going to cry. But, you can't, because I don't think you want to see the host get upset.
I'm curious why you thought that you shouldn't get weepy, because as a host, aren't you kind of a little bit like the proxy for the audience?
No, those are the moments of the show I really don't like. I just really want to just be the outlet of joy. This should be an hour where you don't have to think, and you go, look at this idiot. He's doing something ridiculous. And then you fall asleep. That would be my best reaction from any of my fans. You go like, thank you. Thank you for being silly so that you can make me not think about my problems.